left onto Eberheim Road.
What's his name?
Turn left. In half a mile, turn left onto Newburgh Road. In half a mile, turn left.
What is the one lesson that you taught your kid or somebody else's kid, niece, nephew, that you're most proud of? John? This kid laughs with, and I saw all of it. And I tell my kid to have no fear. I tell him, well, it's here.
In 0.1 miles, turn left.
Great job. That kid is head back to Metallica. By 5, she's going to be smoking by age 7.
At the light, turn left onto Newburgh Road.
97 on the ticket. 97 Bond Club ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Klipsch Premium Audio. Klipsch Premium Audio. For over 75 years, Klipsch has been delivering the highest levels of sound quality. Designed in the U.S. for global markets, Klipsch creates the ultimate listening experience. Klipsch, keepers of the sound. Currently accident-free out on the roads, but we do want to remind you of a new work zone starting soon. On southbound Woodward Ave from Long Lake Road to Long Pine Road, the right lane will be closed from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. today. I'm Julia Deal with traffic.
In half a mile, turn right onto Schoolcraft Road. At the light, turn right onto Schoolcraft Road. Then keep left to merge onto I-96.
Plus, with Milliken Express, buying your new Ford is easier than ever. You can choose your vehicle, value your trade, and get approved for financing, all from the comfort of home. We'll even deliver your vehicle right to your door.
Get built for the holiday savings today when you visit PatMillikenFord.com or stop by the dealership on Telegraph Road.
Pat Milliken Ford, over 60 years of the experience you deserve.
Use the left lane to keep left to merge onto I-96. In 7.6 miles, keep right onto I-96 East toward all exits.
Better days to come, Raiders fans. I'm seeing with your $100 million coach. I'm Zach Hill.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell. You hear the phrase a lot this time of year, happy holidays. But holidays are not always happy, particularly for guys grappling with a divorce that they didn't choose. These men need more than the help of a good lawyer. They need the hope and encouragement of a good friend. Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. It's that time of year again when you never know what the weather will bring. O'Reilly Auto Parts has everything you'll need to be prepared. Right now, save $10 on 2 Trico Titan wiper blades. Plus, we'll even install them for free. Experience improved visibility in all weather conditions with long-life wiper blades from O'Reilly Auto Parts.
ever taught your kid? Oh, maybe not the greatest lesson, but just the one lesson that made you the most proud. 248-539-9797. John teaches his nieces and nephews all about farting. I think that's very important.
It is.
Yes. Also talking about Stafford, the Lions, Sunday, the Vikings, win or lose. John actually just put out a tweet. I just saw it before we came back on the air. And it's actually a quote. It says, "Where do you land on the Lions this weekend?" Discussing now on Stoney Jansen. Win and draft lower, lose and draft higher. Already 400,000 votes. And 75% of the people say lose and draft higher.
This is, I'm assuming that that's going to be the sentiment. That a lot of people, I'm wondering if it's because they want the draft pick or they're just so disheartened with what they saw on Thanksgiving.
They want them to suffer.
But it's what they saw, from on Thanksgiving, but it's also what they saw on Saturday, coupled with hearing J.J. Watt's comments, because I believe a lot of our listeners and a lot of our Detroit Lions fans are NFL fans in general, and so they have heard what J.J. Watt sounded like, and they saw it, they saw the emotion on his face, they saw what it means to him, and I don't know that we saw that from any of the leaders on Saturday. I really don't, because it just got to a point where there was no fight. There was no fight back.
What's that?
I don't necessarily. It's just disappointing. I don't want to say it's pathetic because there's in this year where they've had to do so many different things. I understand that they're probably worn down. Losing in and of itself wears you down. It wears you out. It beats you down. Couple that with trying to make it through the season where you're losing and it's a pandemic and you can't go out, there's nowhere to like you would normally go to release some of that anxiety or some of that depression, go out and have a good time. I understand it, so I don't want to say it's anything other than it's really disappointing to see that there's no fight back anymore.
Let's go to James and Shelby. You're on the ticket. What's going on, James?
Hey, what's up, guys?
All right.
I'm good. I just wanted to say I heard Rieger challenge us to name one good reason for Stafford to start on Sunday.
One good reason. What do you got?
I got some money on him to go over a certain amount of yards. It's about 300. So, hopefully that. But no, in all seriousness, Stafford's getting an obvious player, I think. People can sit on their high horse all they want and say, if you're a real Lions fan, you want them to win. Well, maybe you hope you're not a real Lions fan. I think they're still real Lions fans, but I think they're just naive. Like, winning is not going to help this organization at all. Losing is what's going to have the bigger chance to make us better in the long run. And while we're at it, we got to get it done. It's also going to hopefully healthy and keep that trade value up. And we need to get him out of this hellhole in Detroit and get him out of place where he has a chance to win, because we've been wasting away his career for long enough. Maybe we can get a second rounder or a first rounder for a team that's desperate enough to give it to us, bro.
James, I'll only disagree with you on this. That I don't think that if you are one that says, hey, I want them to lose so we can draft higher, or I want you to win because I'm a true Lions fan, I don't think there's that delineation. I think you can be a true Lions fan and want either one.
James, that's what I was saying. I was saying, I'm not saying people that want them to win are not true Lions fans. I think they're true Lions fans also. I just think they're naive.
I would agree. I would use a different word than naive, but I'm not going to say it on the radio because it's not very nice. But James, if he plays, I hope you win your bet, but I still hope they lose.
I appreciate you, man. I made a lot of money on the team in the one seed, so I should be okay either way.
James, not that you give a damn, but I did a 3-team parlay yesterday. I took the Bills to cover. They did. I took Michigan State to lose by more than 2.5. They obviously did. And I took the Hawks to beat the Pistons by 10. They were up by 24 midway through the fourth quarter, and they freaking blew it.
battery laugh.
That moment.
It's worth it, though. It's worth it.
He smoked his mom's car, the passenger side front window.
Did you play the I don't know what happened game?
No. I told him, I was like, we have to go inside and tell your mom right now. So we tucked our tails between our legs and walked in, and we had to tell mom.
How long ago was this?
Well, he's 25 and he was about 8 years old, so
Okay.
that was a while back.
Hey, Robert,
But-
do you have him call the insurance company, or do you do it?
No. But the cool thing was my sister appreciated it, and she was so happy that he learned how to hit a ball.
How was his baseball career?
Oh, he never went into baseball.
That's a shame.
No.
Had a good start.
But it's funny, the same thing happened with a football a couple months later. I was teaching him how to throw a football, and my sister had the great idea of rolling the window down on the car, same car. Tried to put the football through the window.
Into the target.
Did he?
He hit the side panel of the door so hard the dealership couldn't repair it. They had to replace the door.
How did this kid not go into sports? Sounds like he's got a
I got a
gun.
gun.
I don't know. And he's very athletic, and you would think that he would have at least played basketball or something, but he learned a couple lessons on how to tell the truth and when he made a mistake, and that he could actually.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's the
thank you,
lesson.
Robert.
That's the lesson you taught him. Own up.
I wonder who he taught him to swing like. You know, when you teach a kid to swing a bat, you know, do you go Rod Carew with his funky batting stance? Maybe you go Mickey Tettleton, where you get the bat very erect. You know what I'm talking about? You do this, you get the chaw in your mouth like this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I learned how to swing a bat. Yeah, that baseball career was not great.
Hide the car. Uncle James is coming over.
That's right. Wonder how hard that kid threw. All right, Tony Ortiz, he throws hard. He's got a sports update, 97 win the ticket.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. A radio.com sports station. Sports headlines all day, every day. From the Sold by Mike C Sports Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Pistons get hit with another close loss last night as they drop a 128-120 decision to the Atlanta Hawks in Atlanta. Good night in that loss for the Pistons' Josh Jackson, who would score 27 points in just 28 minutes of work.
We're definitely not happy with how our 3 games have gone. We felt like, we could have beat every team that we played. We've been right there. But like I said, we're learning. We're still, getting to know each other, getting used to playing together. So every day we're just trying to come in and get better.
Detroit's 3 losses this season have been by a grand total of just 27 points. Marcus Carr and Liam Robbins would combine to score 37 points last night as they propelled 21st-ranked Minnesota to an 81-56 win over Michigan State. That loss now drops the 17th-ranked Spartans into last place in the Big Ten. After a season that was filled with bad news and bad losses, the Michigan football program getting some good news last night as junior defensive end Aiden Hutchinson confirms on social media he'll return to Ann Arbor next season and won't enter his name into next April's NFL draft. Matthew Stafford tells reporters yesterday he plans to start for the Lions in Sunday's regular season finale against the Minnesota Vikings, despite the numerous injuries that he sustained this season. Stafford also telling reporters he doesn't believe that he'll need surgery this offseason to repair ligament damage in his right thumb. Meanwhile, the Buffalo Bills improved to 12-3 on the NFL season as they destroyed the New England Patriots 38-9 on Monday Night Football. By the way, those 12 wins this season, most in a year for the Bills since 1993. From the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Tony Ortiz. For more, stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and radio.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
97-1 The Ticket. That's right, 804 in the Motor City. Stoney back next year. We'll see him in 2021. He got sick of 2020, so he just I'm done. I'm done for the remainder of the year, or he's on vacation, one of the two. By the way, happy birthday to Stoney. He is 97 today.
It's looking damn good.
97.1. First date at 97. What is he,
figured out, right?
62 or 63.
Yeah, I think it's 3.
Yeah.
Wow. He's an old man. He looks good, though. He does. Stoney will be back on Monday if he can get out of bed. Anyway, we talked about a lot today in the first 2 hours of the program, and you're not going to want to miss 8:35 because we interviewed John Jansen. We asked John Jansen the questions that he's never been asked before. We don't care about, like, how he lost the game or what protection he didn't pick up or what it felt like to, I don't know, be on the field for the winning touchdown. No, we asked him the real hard questions. Like, why would an athlete be married when he was a professional athlete? Like, those are the questions we hit on. We'll do it at 8:35, the interview with John Jansen. But I wanted to bring this up because we didn't get a chance to get to it yesterday, John and Tom. So, add Urban Meyer to the list of potential coaching candidates. According to Ian Rappaport and others, already 2 teams have reached out in the NFL to Urban Meyer to maybe come over to their teams to coach their teams. So the obvious question is, now that the Lions are looking for a coach and a GM, do you believe that Urban Meyer would be a good fit? And before you answer, let me just throw this caveat out, or this option out. If you had the choice right now between Meyer, established in college, turned around every program he's ever been a part of, a little slimy, but I'm willing to overlook that, or a guy like Saleh, who is probably coaching his best defense, even though he's missing so many players and they're out of the postseason. Like, this has got to be his best coaching performance. He's been that good, and he's got no experience as a head coach. Like, if I made you choose Saleh, who I think a lot of people want because he's from Dearborn and a very good coach, or Meyer, who I'm in love with, I wish he would go to Michigan, who would you choose?
I would take Saleh. Simply because it's really hard and it's extremely rare that a coach can be successful at both levels, college and the pros. We saw Nick Saban try and do it and did not have great success when he was the head coach down in Miami. So I would err on the Saleh has been in the NFL. He understands a little bit more of the personalities, the dynamics, how everything works at the NFL level. And you could make the argument for Urban Meyer that he was pretty much coaching an NFL team when he was at Florida with all of the talent that he had down there.
Are you saying he was paying players, John?
No, I'm saying that he had enough NFL talent. Yes.
I'll say it. I think he was.
And at Ohio State as well. I mean, there's obviously so many guys playing in the NFL that he recruited to Ohio State or to Florida or to Utah that you could say, well, maybe he does know how to work through some of those dynamics. But a lot changes when you're talking about players making millions of dollars and having a voice, as opposed to in college, everything that pretty much everything a coach says is law. It's different in the NFL.
I agree with you. Like, I do believe it, and you can call me full of it if you want, because you probably will anyhow. But I do believe with Urban Meyer that, yeah, he's capable and he's credible and he's done everything in the college game you could ever hope for a guy to do. He's turned around every program he's been at. But I also think once a guy gets on TV, people fall in love sometimes with that guy. Like, he looks really smart, intelligent, credible when he's on that Fox pregame. And I do believe a certain part of that is people see him talking and say, wow, this guy could lead any team anywhere. I want him as my head coach. But you are right. You look at other college coaches that went to the NFL and have failed. And then they go back to college or go back to do whatever they do. So I would take Saleh too. And I just read this article. It's from the 49ers on NBCS. And they tweeted this out. And according to one analyst, and it's a great point, that if Robert Saleh leaves, he expects to take 3 free agent defensive backs with him. And nothing says welcome home to Dearborn better than please give me a secondary in the process. So I would take Saleh too. But I wonder what the people would think. A, do you want Urban Meyer? And B, I'll give you Saleh or Meyer. Who you taking?
Again, I'd love to hear Gov's take on this, because I know he's talked about Jim Harbaugh, he's talked about Urban Meyer a little bit. Gov, where do you land on?
You brought up Harbaugh. I believe he's an NFL coach first.
That I didn't think that, you know, prior to him coming to Michigan, but I just think he's built for the NFL. His mentality and the way he acts is more for NFL players than college. I think with Meyer, my biggest, I'm so tempted because I think he's a great coach. I actually think he would probably succeed. I don't know to what level in the NFL, but that it wouldn't. I would be afraid that he would jump ship awfully quick. You know, he has a track record of doing that. People mock his health issues, but I think there's something going on there.
Well, I think is in regards to his health issues, I think the NFL is a better situation for him and his health, because you're not part of what made him so good as a college coach is that he was an unbelievable recruiter. And to be an unbelievable recruiter, you have to do that 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And that will wear on your health. In the NFL, it's not that way. There are different stresses, but you don't have to be on 24 hours a day.
True, but if you go to the NFL and you are a colossal failure, I think that's a knock on who Urban Meyer is. Like, yes, great college coach, but people will say, well, couldn't hack it in the NFL. And they kind of do the same thing with Nick Saban. Now nobody cares because Nick Saban is so good. But I don't know if Meyer would want to go through that. But he is only 56 years old, meaning I really do believe there's a lot more coaching fire in the man.
So having said just that, the question is, if he goes, say he does take a job at USC or at Texas or any of these other top programs, and he turns them around and he wins a national championship there. All right, he's won one at Florida. He's won one at Ohio State.
Yeah.
And he had another one at a third place.
Michigan.
Well, where would he rank? I mean, is there anything that he could do to be talked about like a Nick Saban? Like, Nick Saban right now is at the top of the list of college coaches in all of college football history. If he goes to the NFL and has success, then he's done something Nick Saban wasn't able to do.
Good point by you.
How much does his ego play into, well, I might be able to match over time what Nick Saban has done, but I'll probably never surpass him.
Turn left onto Emmons.
If I go to the NFL, I could do something he's never done.
And I think with Meyer too, just there's a chance that I think he would rather coach college football. I just think that's what he's built for. But I think with what's going on with Notre Dame, and if they get clocked again in the playoffs, that it's eventually not going to be good enough what Brian Kelly's doing, and he's always been linked to that job. That seems like a perfect fit.
It does
for him, and maybe it doesn't open this year. You just never know what's going on. Brian Kelly's been linked to NFL rumors before, so a lot can happen. But I've gone back and forth on Robert Saleh because I don't care that he's from here. I don't.
No, I agree.
I don't give a freaking crap. I just want a good coach. I think he's a good coach. And so taking all the Dearborn crap out of it, like I watched a lot of that game on Saturday against the Cardinals.
I did too.
And they, with all the injuries, and he had them fired up. They were playing great. They contained Kyler Murray, and I think he matches what Chris Spielman probably wants.
But I'll ask you this, and we can continue this on the other side, is I agree. I don't buy into the fact that being from Dearborn should play a factor into it, but if he was the coach, understanding the plight of the Lions fan, do you think that would be a benefit?
Yes, I do. I'm a big believer in the Dearborn thing. I'm a dumbass.
Well,
I wanted Adam Gase because he went to Michigan State, because he grew up in Ypsilanti, because he worked in the Lions organization. He understood how bad it was and the culture stunk. I do believe it matters. Now, it's not the only thing that matters, but I think what makes him a perfect fit. But Tom, you're dead on. I watched that game as well on Saturday, and dude had to be restrained 5 or 6 times. Like, he's got a coach
and that
holds him back. I understand.
It doesn't mean that I just truly believe what he's done out there, though, with the philosophy. The 49ers, this is their DNA. Defensive line and run the football. And then they thought they got a quarterback that's a little bit cheaper than the average, franchise quarterback.
They paid him a lot.
And they paid him a lot, yeah. But now it's not that bad of a deal, and they can get out of that pretty easy. My belief is that the Detroit Lions should build a defensive line and be able to run the football, and you get that quarterback. And that's what the New York Giants used to be. Like, that's what I don't understand with a team like the Giants. Like, their identity was defensive line. That's how they beat the Patriots. And they had a franchise quarterback. You can argue how great Eli was. He was a franchise quarterback. To me, that's what I want to build a defensive line, build a tough offensive line, you run the football, and you get your quarterback when you get him.
248-539-9797. You have the choice right now, and the Lions do whatever you say. You want Salah or do you want Meyer? There's some ticket text ripping all three of us. We'll get to those. We'll get to your calls. 97 won the ticket.
BetMGM, the first official sports betting partner of the Detroit Lions, is here and ready to take your bets. And you can sign up right now with a special early registration offer. Open a BetMGM account today and you'll receive $100 in free sports bets and $100 in free casino bets. It's the best way to be ready for action the moment BetMGM begins accepting wagers, and there's no deposit required. Enjoy the same excitement you come to expect at MGM Grand Detroit on an easy-to-use, state-of-the-art app. And find out why BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks with the best daily promotions. Plus, play your favorite casino games anytime from anywhere in Michigan. It's almost showtime at BetMGM. We got the NFL playoffs approaching, the college football playoff. It's going to be awesome. Get on it early by signing up today and get $100 in free sports bets and $100 in free casino bets that you can use as soon as the fun starts at BetMGM. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
The destination is on
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, we are currently accident-free on the roads for your morning drive. On southbound Woodward from Long Lake Road to Lone Pine Road, the right lane is now closed until 2 p.m. I'm Julia Deal in the WWJ 24-hour Traffic Center. This is the last